services today at 402-480-2840. Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 24th are pre-packaged picana for just $7.99 per pound. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
What is Casasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union? It's more. More earning, more freedom, more rewards. With Casasa Cash, you earn up to 5.5% APY, and your rewards begin instantly from a penny up to $40,000, all without monthly service fees. Plus, Casasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union gives you more ATMs nationwide. When you want more, you want Casasa Cash. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting increasing clouds, a little breezy as well. Chance of showers and storms possible this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 77. Tonight, see a chance of showers and storms with a low of around 61. Tomorrow, more showers and storms in the forecast with a high of around 77. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos. The trio is back. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill. Every type of meat and every type of cut. The little opening there, I did a little pause because I was going to say threesome. Then you had people firing up the text line. And I feel like dealing with that right now. We got plenty of stuff to do on the text line.
What you mean, Jay?
Right. But we're to put the recap on the NFL, man, because I think, the Vikings, they surprised me. I was definitely caught off guard how well they played. They're a talented team, but I think I felt like they were due for a bad year record-wise because out of the 13 wins, the 11 of them were one-score games. And you just can't, be consistently, in the double-digit wins in the NFL like that. So felt like this would just be a year that they wouldn't, but they, rose from the depths of hell last night and really showed a totally different game plan and totally different team against one of the best teams in the league, regardless of who they had out, because they had Justin Jefferson out, and that's their pretty much lifeline. So the Vikings were a really good surprise. Kirk Cousins won a primetime game at night at home against a top-ranked defense that didn't have anybody out. So, for the small part of a Viking fan in me, I was pleasantly surprised, but I was more surprised at how San Fran played. And I think they're going into a bye week. So being on Monday night, having an extra game, really was surprising because, you want to go into the bye week, obviously with a win, but then also the way that they played after that first touchdown did not look like San Francisco, and it was, rather disappointing. And so it'd be interesting to see how they move forward and how they continue. I mean, I think they're going to be one of the top seeds in the playoffs. And they don't have a bye week. They have Cincinnati next week. So I stand corrected. But then there you go. You play Cincinnati at home. That's no joke right there. Cincinnati's defense, as quiet as kept, is one of the best in the league.
Another team that's trying to identify.
Yeah, and they're getting on a roll. Their quarterback's getting healthy. Jamar Chase is unstoppable. That defense is doing some things and kept their head above water. San Francisco is in some trouble right now because you got to think when you look at their schedule, they come out of the bye week and go to Jacksonville. That's a long trip. They'll probably beat Tampa right at home. Okay, it's a long trip for Tampa. They go at Seattle, where they've notoriously, and I've been there, struggled up there. Hard place to play. Seattle knows them. They know Seattle. Seattle's, they're up, they're button up. Then you go at Philly. Then you go Seattle at home. Then you get a little bit of a, break. You go to Arizona, but then you got Baltimore. And depending on Lamar Jackson, the way Baltimore looked this weekend, you in trouble.
Which one you get?
And then you got before New Year's Eve, you go on a long trip out to Washington, D.C. And then the last game of the season is against the Rams at home. You are in
vacation for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, those are the games. You go out to D.C., it's going to be cold and windy, gloomy. It's going to look like this at 7 o'clock in the morning. You can fall asleep being a West Coast team out there and get beat. So they're not on as good as footing as they were before. Overall, I think the NFL had a decent weekend. Some teams showed some life. Some teams have shown some ugliness, and particularly my Buffalo Bills, right? And the thing about them is when they really play well offensively, Josh Allen plays more like a game manager. And I hate saying that because the guy that comes to mind is Trent Dilfer, right? But for Josh Allen, if he has that type of mindset, he becomes more of an explosive runner. The offense is more on rhythm, and the intermediate passing game opens up Stephon Diggs. So it actually works smarter, not harder. What do you think?
I worry about teams that in week 8.
Just depends, yeah.
Still haven't figured out who they are. We're talking about the NFL. College, I understand sometimes how that happens because you get new players, transfer portal. Of course, the NFL has free agency, so there's always that. But for teams that are supposed to be in the top third, who are trying to get into the top quarter, this is where the line is. Buffalo has zero excuses. They knew from a talent standpoint what they needed to move up.
Well, everybody else is making moves. Philly's making moves.
That part.
Like a mug. I mean, Philly's identifying talent, injury, and say, you know what, we're going to go get an all-pro from a team that's selling in the Tennessee Titans. And they upgraded the position.
And they outdrafted them.
Well, yeah, they already did that. But they said, listen, we've got some injuries. We might not, their safety position is a weak point, which hurts the corners. The corners can't be as aggressive because they don't trust the guys on the back end. Well, we're going to, you know what? For us defensively, we're going to remedy that. We're going to go get an all-pro that erases everything that has been ugly. And so.
And then who's mentoring Josh Allen? That's my real question. Who's Whose voice is it that's in his head? Is it the head coach?
Besides Stephon Diggs said I'm open.
But that's, I mean, Jerry, that's always, Joe Theismann used to talk about this all the time, that he had to be sure to control whose voice he heard the most in his head.
Right.
Because at any given time, right, it could be Art, it could be Gary, it could be Joe Gibbs, it could be coordinator, it could be the Hogs.
Joe Bugle,
right?
it could
right,
be anybody.
Right,
yeah.
it could be the Hogs. And he said, when I learned to control the voices, I learned to control me.
Yeah.
Because that meant that I was in control, not my surroundings.
Right.
Josh Allen still strikes me as a guy that's hearing a lot of voices, and it's showing up on Sunday.
Well, the problem is he has like a pure heart, and he's doing it for the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think, before the season, Stephon Diggs is essentially just said he's mad at Josh Allen about something.
Yeah.
But it turns out I think he was mad at management because they didn't go out and try to get DeAndre Hopkins after he took a pay cut. And then I'm sure there was some things with Josh Allen not playing well in that last game against Cincinnati at home in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Well,
subconsciously, and Stephon Diggs is that dude. He's a top 4 receiver. I'll take him as my number 1 all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Plus he's family. So,
mm-hmm.
But subconsciously and consciously, I think he's looking for him every single time. Versus, you had Kincaid that you drafted in the first round. You got Knox. You got Davis. You got number 11. You got plenty of options to kind of gut punch people.
Are these Josh Allen preferred options?
Do you think
he had a voice?
They're all his preferred.
Who was being brought
they're all his
approach
preferred option. But when the games are close and he's had so much success against New England, sometimes you just kind of all right, I'm going to Steph here. Well, then you do that 2 or 3 times, it doesn't work out. Well, these other guys either come uninterested or they're covered. And also, don't think Darth Vader up there in Foxborough doesn't evaluate how you're thinking.
He knows your tendencies.
Right. And so I think when you play against New England, the teams that really do well against New England is a running quarterback, the ability to run. And then also when you just take what they give you over and over and over, because that's what New England wants to do on offense. They replicate, they make it so it's cohesive. And so, I think Buffalo right now, playing against Tampa at home and it's probably better that they get to play quickly. They got to figure it out. Now, look, you Matt Milano being out, for the season after that, I think they really dropped the ball on when they went over to London and played because the guys were tired. So obviously what you did during the week didn't match up. Mm-hmm. Then you lose an all-pro linebacker who was in the middle. Now, the guy that came in, Kennard, has really played well. But Matt Milano is a guy that they had the game plan for. Von Miller is still working himself back into shape. And then you lose White. And so you lose a lot of big pieces to this defense that didn't have a lot of depth. And so they're reeling right now. They're running the ball a little bit better, but they just need to get better and more cohesive all 3 levels.
Yeah,
and he needs to play better.
And I don't think anybody that watches the NFL thinks that Buffalo's not talented.
Yeah, they're not as talented as it seems because you have that dude at quarterback that makes up for a lot of deficiencies.
Is that it? Is he really the guy?
He's that dude.
Okay.
He's that. He's one of the 3. He's one of the 4. I mean, he's that dude. But when you have that dude and he can do so many things and he just is becoming into that dude, you have to make sure that you just take the little kind of, quick jabs as well. And so when the offense was doing well after the Jets game, that's what they were doing. Check downs to Cook. You had Latavius Murray. You had to, you kind of had a good rhythm. Then Diggs would be 8 for 114 in a touch. But when you're overfeeding him in the first half, that lets you know you're bypassing a lot of the guys that have been successful. And so they've been a little bit injured as well because Knox has been out. He helps them because he's a 2-way tight end.
Is that play calling? Is that scheme? Is that?
I think it's a little bit on play calling. I think right? Ken Dorsey's a new OC.
Well, that's what concerns me about right. the voice in your head.
Right.
That if you give Dorsey as a leader access to Josh Allen's brain,
right,
are you helping him or not?
Well, and then you gotta include Stephon Diggs in there. Then you gotta have to make sure it's backed up by the head coach. So it's not just the voices, it's personalities, and and that's what's on the forefront right now. And so we just talked about Mike Tomlin. We talked about being able to manage personalities and manage egos and be able to take guys and that you see something in and believe in them and get the most out of them and stuff like that. So that's where, McDermott is, now it's been one of the things Leslie Frazier had told me that he didn't like, that the reason why he stepped away, right? Where McDermott wanted to be a little bit overbearing, focused on defense, and a little bit of that stuff can, seep into the offense, right? Because you got to think, if you're a head coach and I'm calling the defensive plays, I'm dealing with the defense in between series, right? And then the offense and getting into Dorsey's ear or Dorsey talking to Josh Allen as the thing's going on, it becomes a little bit of a problem.
Does that happen in every good NFL situation?
It happens a lot.
Mahomes had to go through it, right?
Right.
Like he literally had to go through it. And they were a little bit concerned about whether it was Alex Smith's voice, was it Bieniemy's voice, was it Andy Reid's voice, was it any variant of wide receivers, and now is it Kelsey? If you talk about it with Jalen Hurts, he's now hearing Brown's voice the most,
and Smith, and
right?
Stuff like that.
Well, Smith is going to him because they actually relate, they actually connect on some things. I think for every top level quarterback, they go through a phase where they have to figure out how much of everybody else they're going to take in them so they can be as good as they're going to be.
It's hard because when you're really talented, it's not like you just got Jerry Rice and then Jay Foreman over there. So you got to go there.
Yeah.
Well, when you got 2, 3, 4, 5 options, it's almost like an NBA team that has too many really good players. There's not enough minutes. There's not going to be enough balls. So you have to do a really good job of defining roles. And who does that better than anybody? Andy Reid, which you've seen it, because he'll pick a guy. This is what we need you to do. Mm-hmm. Bill Belichick before, Mike Tomlin, and guys like that have done it so at an extreme level. So they eliminate all that before you step out on the field. So it's a learning process of being that dude, telling Jay Foreman, listen, dude, I'll get it to you. Okay, right? Be ready. You got and it's hard because when you have such a close personal relationship with Stephon Diggs, who is very up and down, right? Very emotional, very impulsive. It's hard to manage because you always have that thing. Even if you're on the bench, if you're coaching me, you're thinking like Austin, who's Stephon Diggs. Is he looking at me, giving me some sort of face and stuff like that?
He's listening. Even if he's not directly next to you, he's going to hear.
Right. Yeah. Or he's going to be doing something here where you feel it. So, it's just one of those things, man. Tough business, but Buffalo will pull through it and, be better for it. I think as the defense gets better, the offense will be a lot better as well. So NFL talk next, we're going to talk a little bit more about Michigan because as the days goes on, we still have to call into question whether Jim Harbaugh or anybody on his staff knew, because when somebody's standing next to you with cards and a full notebook or binder, I would like to say that you know who they are and you know what they're doing, especially if they have cards of the signals of the other teams matched up with the plays. And they have video evidence, and then they have still shots. So Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, Old School, we will be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Constructors, Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers 118th anniversary sale is going on right now. This sale only comes around once a year, so don't miss your chance to save 20% or more on everything diamond. Bridal and engagement rings, bracelets, earrings, and all diamond jewelry, 20% off or more. Our lowest prices of the year, now through October 25th, only at Sutter Heyman's 118th anniversary sale. Lincoln and Grand Island or SutterHeyman.com.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Are you looking for a night of epic fun without breaking the bank? Look no further than Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Join us for our late night special every Sunday through Thursday night and enjoy non-stop action with our Unlimited Fun promotion. Unlimited Fun includes everything you need for an unforgettable night out. Unlimited bowling, unlimited laser tag, and unlimited lucky putt mini golf. Show a valid college or military ID at check-in and get $2 off your admission. Visit the daily rates page at sunvalleylanes.com for complete details.
Sun Valley.
Today's agenda includes office meetings this morning, followed by a client lunch, then back to the office for another meeting, and ending the day with a presentation at a client's office. When you are on the go, you need an office phone that goes with you. At Hamilton, our business phone systems make it easy to sync your office phone features to your cell phone for quick and seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you need better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 24th are pre-packaged picana for just $7.99 per pound. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See Club for details.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
So what's this new concept happening at 1040 O Street? There's 93.7 The Ticket, there's The Mill Coffee and Tea, and there's Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery? Well, yeah, it's all of those things. It's a place for the community to hang out, grab a drink and a bite, and just chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, The Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery, all together at 1040 O Street.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Old School, second segment here. Diving into a little college football. We're going to talk about Michigan mostly, and then we're going to give us our top two guys for the Heisman right now. We're at about the middle part. And so who's leading the race? Obviously, Caleb Williams. Losing his second game doesn't help him. I think being the defending champ, you kind of get a complimentary top 3 invitation there the next year because his stats are still next level. But on to Michigan. Obviously, as the days goes on, it's been, I guess, 24 hours for us here on Old School. There is now video of Mr. Connors next to the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator at the University of Michigan. There is also now still pictures from that video and surveillance. I didn't even know they do surveillance, so I guess that's the way they can kind of, have security. But they have still shots of a binder and obviously talking to each coordinator, giving him information out of obviously what he found. And then also there's a kind of a card sheet of signals that match up to play calls. Now the question is, I didn't know the self-imposed 3-game suspension was just showing good faith while the NCAA does a investigation on that particular subject. But I was told they can pile it all in together. Right? Even though it's not, two things that are directly related. With that being said, what do you think happens? Do you think Harbaugh steps down? Do you think the Big Ten can strip away wins and Big Ten titles? Could they say, you guys can have a great season, but you're not going to a bowl game? What do you think happens, or is it little to do about nothing, and they just hope it just goes away when something else comes up? I mean, because this is a big deal, because it's not against the rules to show up and have DP watch Austin as an opposing head coach, but it is to fund, right? Game plan, and meaning set forth a pattern of behavior and advanced scout with electronic devices on opposing teams when the rules say specifically you can't. So essentially it's an NCAA violation. Am I correct, or am I just...
Yeah, look, they're going to have to pay. The question is what and by who's going to force the hand. To me, this stings a little bit more than the previous
for sure
3-game suspension.
Yeah.
Which is the thing that you work from, is the most recent common thing. And that he was suspended 3 games for a thing that he also said he was unaware of.
Well, and he diverted him purposely.
Yeah, but this is what they're doing now, except for this time they all have the information before they even approach him, which is the difference. Like, listen, Jim, here's what we know, and here's what we want you to know. We know, which was different than him going, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm not going to do this. No, they put it on the table. Here you go. What is this? The real thing is the rest of the Big Ten Conference, because you're messing with their money too. And
you already did mess with their money, though.
You mess with their money, and now you're messing with the reputation. Listen, if this is pro football, the Patriots will say it's all business. It's all business. But this is another step away from this just being college academic, athletic.
USC.
Right? Yeah. Now you're talking that this is all about the business. and we need to win at all costs.
Yeah.
And that goes against what you've said sold for 170 years.
But it goes against what Jim Harbaugh sold, though.
Well, because he's what
That's
we
more
know
important.
about him.
But that's more important because you could say this isn't an NCAA issue right now.
Mhm.
It's a Michigan Jim Harbaugh issue. So if it's a coach, guys, that's kind of a wild animal that's like, hey, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to win. Okay, you understand it. But he's been up there and he's been
the leader of the Big Ten Conference for 2 years.
Right. But then he's also been the leader in the Big Ten Conference on moral issues, on stuff like that. We would never do that at Michigan. All the while this is going on. This is why I like your comparison to the USC, entrance exams, scam or whatever you want to call it, right? Is because this has been going on for so long. If it just been going on 2023, all right,
do better. You got caught.
And you guys do better hiding your son.
Right.
This runs exactly along the lines of desperation by him because 2021 is when it started. So this lets you know he was kind of on the hot seat.
But that's how he got over the hump. That's how they became Michigan again.
Right. So if I'm the coaches,
nothing else is different.
Right.
Nothing else is different. Not your recruiting isn't different.
Right.
Your style of play isn't different. The caliber of players isn't different. What you did is you went and got intel to make yourself smarter. And then on top of that, which lets me further know that they need to do something about this. Everybody involved, from the defensive coordinator to all of the group coaches, all the administrators who co-signed this and signed on for this guy to be a part of the staff, for all the people on the staff and then all the compliance folks from Michigan whose job is simply, you got one job, to make sure that Michigan isn't cheating. Like that's literally your job. And there's a team of people in the organization, in the athletic department, in compliance office, in the academic office to make sure that the athletic people are doing what they're supposed to do. There are 16 people who are accountable at the universities, especially these type of universities, to make sure that this doesn't happen. And every coach on the staff, every player on the staff who gets information, they're all accountable. This is not a hardball thing. This is system-wide, that the university, the athletic department, and everybody in compliance. 16 people on the list who are supposed to be outside, above, and lateral to the athletic programs to make sure they do the right thing. And everybody failed, and everybody's wrong. And then what everybody's going to be mad about, what Ohio State's going to be mad about, is because now they're going to get investigated. And then Nebraska's going to get investigated. Then Penn State, everybody else is going to pay for what Michigan got caught doing.
Yeah,
and if everybody's doing it, everybody's going to be paid. Look, when you find out that you get in trouble because of what your boy did,
right,
you get madder than if it's just you getting caught.
The reason why I don't think anybody else is doing it, and it's more of an annoyance, right? Because they were going to 11 other schools. And so if you're caught like that, it doesn't go to this magnitude, because it's not like say like they were spying on, let's just say Michigan State, or let's just say Iowa. And Iowa has a person doing it, and Iowa contacts them. Well, then Michigan was like, man, we know your dude was in section, 103. Even Steven. The reason why I think I know it was just they're doing it because desperation, when you're a coach that's desperate, as he was, and he had to beat Ohio State and make it like that, right? He had to make a change. You do stuff like that, and once you get caught, then you're like, hey, we didn't get caught one time. All right, let's do it again. This is the last time. It's like bank robbers, right? How many times we watch these movies, whether they're true or not, or somewhat like based off, real events, that I know one movie I watched, one of my favorite movies, Heat, right? They running all these, they're running and robbing banks and doing jobs, right? And so they get, new identities, a private, plane. They got outs, they got IDs and everything like that to get, past any type of ID checks and get through the airport and stuff like that. But they have to leave by a certain time before they catch on to him. But Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, or Robert De Niro, decides, I got one more thing to do. So he pushes it. He's got one more job to do, but he pushes it, and he gets caught. Right? Ends up dying. I think that's what they did. They just kept going and going and going. All right, we'll stop
you get
this game.
greedy, and then it becomes everything that you say that you're not about.
Right.
And we know those coaches. Like, we've been around it. Here's my issue through all of it, that the argument that everybody's doing it is the wrong argument. It's wrong. We're talking about college. Look, man, stop grabbing kids from around the country and bringing him do nonsense. Like, stop doing it. Like, why is that okay? Like, I don't even understand how that's. There's
Who do you mean, the guy that he hired?
No, if you are in charge, then you have to make sure that all the things that represent you are good.
Sure. Right.
Good. Like,
But,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not worried about having the best ratings and having the greatest amount of sales. It's allowing the best people to provide the best version of themselves and live a life that's worth living.
Right.
And if you tell me that winning at all cost is on the college level, because college leads to high school leads to little league, and then it ends up on TV in a scandal because we paid 13-year-olds to act like they're 12 to win little league championships.
Yeah.
At some point, the grownups and the people who actually care about community being represented in its way. The Foreman name has power and value. If you did a thing and your daddy looked you dead square in the face and say, you're not doing that on my name.
Right.
Why is college football now, or college athletics now, the thing that it's okay to cheat because everybody's cheating?
Well, that's not the argument, though. The argument is he was doing it.
He's doing it. He's going to pay. The question then becomes, what are you putting in place to make sure it doesn't happen again? And then what do you want it to look like? Like, because then you could just say, you know what? It's okay for you to spy and use software and to you could say that.
Yeah, but they already had the rules that it wasn't. So I think it just becomes, what do you do to make an example?
What would you do? You're now commissioner.
He gone.
Yeah, right. You're Commissioner Foreman.
Well, you're gone, or at least you're suspended.
And you're going to talk to him first, right?
Well, yeah, you're suspended. You're at least suspended for the rest of the year because. And I hate this because I'm a big advocate of when you're a head coach, you make the hires, and you I guess draft or like you recruit the kids. I'm thinking about the NFL. You do all this stuff with the facts that you know that right then. In that point in time, everything checks out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't control what a grown man does on his own time. But part of the reason why you make so much money as a head coach, especially at these Power 5 schools and a blue blood school, is because of that, because you will be held accountable for somebody else's actions. Right. And you are paid to know, even though you might not know. Right? Because it very easily could be a defensive coordinator came from somewhere, offensive coordinator came from somewhere. They hired this dude as an analyst, and they went behind the coach's back. That happens, right? And let's keep it away from Coach Harbaugh. Or Coach Harbaugh just said, I don't want to know about it. But you're paid to it. So he has to be held. And I hate saying it because, I'm a big believer in the players are 95% for them they control their development, how much they want it. Same with the coaches. In this situation, when you say nobody on your staff knows,
you better make sure. Well, then less than 24 hours, we know that you knew.
We know that at least the two other main cogs in your staff, which is the offensive and defensive coordinator, knew.
And he got your number. And
right. So then therefore, and then also, when you have a pattern of behavior, I guess it's not even about what Jim Harbaugh did as far as the sandwich or whatever it was. It's that you essentially just took them and kind of tried to hide evidence. So I look at it like the dudes, FBI come knocking on your door. You like say, hey, you Jay Foreman? Nah, just go down there. And then next you know, you halfway to Omaha.
The Foremans live down at 34.
Yeah, man, you got the wrong one, man. So I think
and he gonna tell you his name's Steve. So
Right.
just I'm like to let you know.
Yeah. So that's where they're in trouble, and it's been something so rapid, and it's been going on for so long. You have to, if the Big Ten doesn't move swiftly, the other conferences will use this as a benchmark and stepping stone to pass you.
Mm-hmm. And in a time where the conferences are in play, need value.
Right.
And if you come into the game with a limp, they don't want you.
Sometimes you got to make hard decisions. Look, you talk about Kevin Warren. He left. He up in Chicago. I don't know what's going on in Chicago. But the new Big Ten commissioner, he just wanted the full 2023 to chill. Well,
you got to go to work.
It was from Big Ten media days. It was on. So
got to go to work.
That was a good segment on Michigan. I think the next segment, we got a short segment. Me, Austin, and DP. We're going to give our Heisman front runner right now, and listen, and then we'll have to double back on it and see how close we were or if we won. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 24th are pre-packaged picana for just $7.99 per pound. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers' 118th anniversary sale is going on right now. This sale only comes around once a year, so don't miss your chance to save 20% or more on everything diamond. Bridal and engagement rings, bracelets, earrings, and all diamond jewelry, 20% off or more. Our lowest prices of the year, now through October 25th, only at Sutter Heyman's 118th anniversary sale. Lincoln and Grand Island or SutterHeyman.com.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting increasing clouds, a little breezy as well. Chance of showers and storms possible this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 77. Tonight, see a chance of showers and storms with a low of around 61. Tomorrow, more showers and storms in the forecast with a high of around 77. Meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
It's time to get the Class A high school football playoffs rolling right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night from Seacrest Field as number 6 Lincoln Southeast faces off against number 11 Lincoln East. When these two teams met back on September 1st, the Spartans won a double overtime thriller, 31-28 over the Knights. The winner keeps their season alive while the loser goes home. It's the Lincoln Southeast Knights against the Lincoln East Spartans this Friday night in the first round of the postseason at 7 p.m. right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, old school, Heisman picks. Obviously, it's up in the air whether Caleb Williams will finish out the season. I think he will. I don't think he'll bow out and get ready for the pros. But it is a topic of conversation that he has to have with Lincoln Riley because they obviously are out of most likely the Pac-12 championship route and then to obviously the college football playoffs, so forth and so on. And he's still in the Heisman race because he's been so dominant, but he's definitely got some decisions to make if he's, first of all, he's got to decide if he's going to come back or not. He's going to be, obviously, right now, is supposed to be the number 1 overall pick. I don't know about that, the way he's been playing, but Heisman hopefuls and favorites, the guy for me that's probably number 1 right now, I'd probably say Michael Penix Jr., but just because obviously his team is doing really well and his numbers are off the charts. And, right now he's the king of the Pac-12. And it's hard to win back-to-back Heisman. It's really hard. Even if you deserve it, even if you play like it, there's always going to be somebody that plays it, astronomical. And Michael Penix right now, I think is the most dominant player in college football right now.
I'm going to stay in the same conference. His name is Sione Taufa Vaki.
That number 28 or whatever?
That is the Utah Utes that plays safety, running back, flanker, kick return, and he almost single-handedly beat USC by himself.
Yeah.
And on both sides of the ball and on special teams. When you find people in that level, it's one. I mean, again, what Hunter is doing at Colorado, Vaki's doing at Utah. And the reason why Utah's a top 10 team and in place to face Michael Penix and the Huskies, and then Oregon and then the Huskies, and why it's relevant. Because Utah is relevant without its best player. Cam Rising is done. You put in 2 quarterbacks. You've managed to do this. And this young man put up 238 yards against USC. Oh, by the way, didn't miss a snap on defense at safety. The young man's impressive.
Yeah, that performance in that game, that was special.
Yeah.
And that's like Hunter. And sometimes you need special performances to win, special games. So definitely be in there, especially if Utah was able to sneak in there and win the Pac-12 again for the 3rd year in a row. So, Austin, who do you think?
Vaki is fun. Penix, I think, has to be the front runner. The 2 other guys that I think are in consideration, McCarthy, if Michigan runs the table, despite everything going on, I think he's taken a step forward. The dark horse that's maybe the best statistical quarterback this year with both his arms and his legs is Jaden Daniels of LSU.
Yeah,
young man is putting up numbers to keep LSU
right
in games. So if we're going just purely stats, it's Jaden Daniels, but I think LSU's relative lack of success is going to hold it back.
Yeah, it's hard because you could be the best player and have the best stats and not get there. Or you could be, it's like Tommy Frazier was the best player on our team. He didn't win it. But then Eddie George had like kind of overinflated stats because they kept him in later in the game. He wins it, So, it's all about timing. And then, a lot of it has to deal with like, who else is, what other people's teams are doing. Because as much as it's said to be an individual award, a lot has to do with your team's success.
Yeah.
Because Caleb Williams isn't really necessarily in the conversation. It'd be hard pressed for him not to be in everybody's top 3, and a lot of people still think that he's putting up Heisman numbers. So, good first hour. First, put that first hour, in the 4 o'clock hour. Top of the next hour, we're going to talk a little NBA action. It kicks off tonight, and it'd be interesting to see, can Denver repeat? Lakers got better. What about the Warriors? So forth and so on. We'll throw in a little bit of GOAT talk too. I heard to listen to an interesting conversation. Want to get your guys' opinion. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Constructors, Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Today's agenda includes office meetings this morning, followed by a client lunch, then back to the office for another meeting, and ending the day with a presentation at a client's office. When you are on the go, you need an office phone that goes with you. At Hamilton, our business phone systems make it easy to sync your office phone features to your cell phone for quick and seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you need better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Koppel, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Blecker and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Blecker and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See Club for details.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planning season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America, this is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it.
That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, 5 o'clock hour, getting a little bit darker, a little bit quicker. Look at just in a day, Austin, 24 hours. You see the leaves are changing. The winds have changed. Talked about that. The momentum is the wind. We're going to be calling another high school game, playoff game, East and Southeast on Friday. But before we do that, tonight is the night, NBA opening night. 2 games, 4 of the most popular teams. LA Lakers, the Lake Show, on the road, going up to Denver, altitude. Defending world champs, the best team last year from start to finish, 6:30. Then after that, you got Phoenix Suns, who re-upped and got rid of DeAndre Ayton, but then you brought in Bradley Beal, who's not playing tonight. Got Kevin Durant, obviously you got Booker, and a lot of firepower against Golden State Warriors. If they're healthy, they're always going to be a problem. And then you got the rest of the, obviously, stuff kicking off Wednesday. But it's opening night tonight. It is a big night in NBA. Now, we all understand here, because we're all basketball fans, NBA season really doesn't get started until Christmas. We'll call that the Ja Morant jamboree. But opening night is always special for any major sport. What do you guys feel about it? What are you expecting to see? Obviously, early in the season, they're still trying to play into their regular season. But what do you expect from all 4 of these teams? Because I think they're all 4 on different places in their journey, in their window of championship. Because these are probably, now you think Boston, maybe Milwaukee, but these are, in the West, these are the 4 kind of championship caliber teams. What do you think?
See, this is funny, right? 2 things. First of all, Husker Hall of Fame in football. Huskers are winning 4-3. What does Jay Foreman want to talk about?
The association, baby.
Yeah, I love basketball, man.
Wouldn't you like the Huskers? Huskers football?
Oh, I love Husker. We're getting into that next one.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand the legend, right? I need to understand.
Hey, you got
like Austin. I can't.
Man, listen. People.
I know he's a Renaissance man.
I know. Be versatile, man. If you're gonna be on here, you got to know more than one thing.
I know he's a Renaissance
man.
man.
There's more than one thing to talk about. Tonight.
I fully understand with the Ivy League education that the mind spirals and it's a different mental vacuum. But I need to. I know the text line, like the text line there, their fingers are hurting.
That's all right. They'll be
right
okay.
now. Okay.
Just ice them up. They'll be okay. Get some Advil. You'll be
I
good.
just need to hear that.
We'll be back. We'll be back on Huskers. I'm gonna dig into Ryan Walters next.
Yeah. So here's in your place. First of all, the NBA makes a statement that on its keynote day, to kick the door open, the East Coast doesn't exist. The East Coast if you told me that Joker you think he's the best player, to tell me that Giannis and Embiid don't count, and that you could not put half the country on call and give me the Celtics and Sixers or the Celtics and Bucks at 7:00.
Yeah, that's James Harden nullified that. You in timeout. The Celtics are in timeout for tricking off championships the last 2 years. And Jaylen Brown acting like a chump under pressure.
That is some hatery.
You got Celtics Knicks you could have.
You could have
tomorrow instead.
Like the big market.
And then Embiid was nowhere to be found. And then your boy that actually stepped up always until game 6 and not in game 7, James Harden, you MIA. So you're not sellable.
Well, what about Miami? What about Jimmy Butler?
They're playing Detroit. Hold
on. You want to know why they ain't putting Miami on there? Did you see Jimmy Butler in the media day?
Look, he just went Andre 2000, but that's not about
that's his problem. Andre 2000 is an iconic figure. He has a name and number behind it. Your name is Jimmy Butler. Supposedly he's supposed to be playoff Hemi.
Well, he changed his middle name to Jimi Hendrix Butler.
Now the playoff performance last year wasn't there. And you ain't get Dame Lillard.
Well, he got him there.
Listen, just sit back and chill and watch the real dudes play basketball tonight.
So then in the West, if you tell me that the 4 teams who are playing tonight are the teams Well, wait a minute.
We know who's coming. Pause. Listen. Hey.
Wait a minute.
Listen. I can guarantee you it's starting with a U and ending in the H. And I'm there with you. I like him.
Like what?
I like him.
If you're telling me.
But you up there in Utah, they don't play on Tuesday nights.
Yes, they do.
They don't play on opening night.
They don't play on Sunday night. There's a difference.
And listen, Utah got all they can handle with Darian Fox. Because he's going to be running at warp speed up and down the court.
I just don't. Look, NBA, y'all a big machine. Y'all, you know who you are.
Nobody want to watch the East, man. Nobody want to watch these dudes. I'm just looking at it right now. The only team I really actually want to watch tomorrow is Atlanta with Trae Young and those dudes at Charlotte. I'm tired of watching Boston choke. Brunson and those dudes in New York, they just going to, Spike Lee going to get tired.
Couldn't you put Wemby on national TV on day one? It's Pop and Wemby. Like that made sense to me.
Pop and Wemby. They need to be on a Friday night.
Oh, they're going to get
They're going
Friday
against Luke
night.
and Kyrie, too.
Yeah. They're going to get the brakes beat off of them all.
Clippers, not worth watching?
You got two dudes that don't want to go to work.
They'll go to work on opening day.
Not against the Blazers. That's the problem.
You don't know if Kawhi Leonard is going to work until you see him go get introduced and runs out there and is there for the tip.
You just said that the Suns don't have everybody tonight.
Right.
Nobody playing tonight has everybody.
But you know who they have? They got the light-skinned assassin and Devin Booker, and they got Kevin Durant. That dude.
It's just, they're weird rules. They're weird rules of engagement. College basketball, opening day. You know what they're going to give you? Austin.
They're going to give you Kansas.
Austin.
Duke.
They moved the Champions Classic back a couple weeks, so it's not that anymore.
Well, no, but I mean,
they're going to be playing on a battleship.
You know who you're going to see early? Duke.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Kentucky.
Right. And you know when you watch them, you know what you're going to see. And you ain't going to see Embiid do his thing and all that stuff. These teams, like this is the one thing I learned talking to Chris Humphreys, is that the NBA watches everything that you do for the most part, how you operate. So a lot of these things are dictated to how you operate and how you and the individual players affect that. I can guarantee you, if Ja Morant was not on knucklehead timeout, that he would be out there. They want Ja Morant.
So why not Mark Cuban and
again? Why are you asking to put dudes on TV that notoriously haven't went to work?
He's one of the best shows on.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Kyrie is next. He's one of the best of all time.
Right.
He's the modern day version of a more
those
depth
two
shooter.
are going to play for Dallas.
But you don't know about. You're not going to reward Kyrie with being on there. Not on opening night.
Where do the Pelicans fall in this with Zion?
The Pelicans, that's the X factor in the West.
If Zion is healthy and playing, and if Ja's there, that game's absolutely opening night. You have Pelicans and Grizzlies.
Right. So
Game
there's
one.
some point
Right.
to all this.
But
right?
Zion, the biggest thing, I'm telling you, the Pelicans can cause a lot of problems. And here's why. You got Zion, and then how he meshes with Ingram, or how Ingram still plays at an all-star level with an iconic, or not, I won't call him iconic player, with a big name player and personality, will either make or break their year this year.
Who finishes with a better record this year, Clippers or Lakers?
Lakers.
Yeah, probably Lakers.
I like their depth a little better.
Yeah, and listen, man, these dudes. I mean,
did they get better in the offseason?
The Lakers?
Yeah.
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 Who would they do? Who'd they get that makes them better?
They got inside presence. They got your boy Hayes from the Pelicans, who's a defensive stopper, so he's a 10-10 guy. What they got?
They got Taurean Prince.
Yeah, they got the guys that fit in.
Gabe Vincent, Christian Wood,
yeah, they got
role guys.
Yeah,
solid role guys.
And the dude that's really going to do work
so the
for them.
role guy. Oh, so all of those role players are going to make the.
Will make
Lakers.
the team better, but you still have LeBron and AD.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious about LeBron starting year 21 tonight. I think he comes out and tries to send a message.
Yeah. Well, more importantly, LeBron's going to do his thing. But more importantly, what Anthony Davis is going to do.
We still don't know. You talked about Kyrie and all. We don't. Anthony Davis could get a splinter in his finger
and be done.
And be
casted up at halftime.
Right. Like understand that this dude could be put on his leggings and pull a calf
That's why
muscle.
you got Christian Wood.
Look. Yeah, like we give people credit. Look, I'm an NBA fan, so
I'm not giving Kyrie credit for just purposely not going to work. That purposely, that's not.
Well, AD, that's literally the same conversation.
He's actually been hurt. He's not.
No, he hasn't.
He
went and got his eyebrows tweezed and missed 2 weeks.
There is no correlation between Kyrie Irving and Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis. There's no. He might not be tough, right? You can question his toughness. What you can't question with Kyrie and Kawhi, that they have purposely decided not to play.
The entire league has purposely chosen not to play.
Right. But
that was issue one for the fan base of folks who get mad at the NBA. That's reason 1A. Is that, you know what? You're asking for top dollar for 82 games. Top dollar for tickets, 82 games. You're asking for my time, 82 games. Look, you can go to most colleges around the country in your city and watch really good basketball for 1/10 of the price that you can for the NBA.
Yeah, that's factual.
And you know what you're gonna get. We don't know who's gonna play at an NBA game. Matter of fact, you can walk up that day, you can watch them in warmups, and still not know who's gonna play that day. Like that's a real thing.
In theory, but who's known for doing it though?
The ones that people want to talk about, but the reality is that list is 30 deep.
Who's missed 48% of the games since they've been on the Clippers?
Well, you can say that about Zion. You can say
no.
that.
I'm talking about the Clippers. Zion was hurt. I'm talking about a dude decided not to go to work. I'm tired. I don't feel like working. He even said they even made a rule that you got to play. He's like, you ain't gonna tell me I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna decide when I'm gonna play. Now the Clippers are dumb enough to go and pay him top dollar, and then he told him, I'm gonna either go to the Lakers if you don't go trade the whole farm and get Paul George. Now you just hired another. Then you went. So then he said, you know what? Go get another dude that's injury. Now at least Paul George, he played with two separated shoulders. That's commendable right there in a contact sport to play and finish out the season and have not one but both shoulders operating. He's just injury prone. But my man just decides not to go to work.
I'm going to watch Game 7. That will be on my big screen. Game 7. I'm going to watch that first. Then I'm going to flip over. I'm going to watch Western Kentucky and Liberty because I love a little Tuesday night football, Petey.
So you just gonna go just all the way.
It gets
different.
the small screen with no sound.
That football game?
No, I'm gonna hear that. I need to hear them dudes. New Mexico State, they've been fun. You get to see Noah Pola Gates running around. Like there's some people out there. But to tell me,
But how are you saying this with a straight face?
82 because I'm a comedian.
Yeah, because I can tell you right there, because you doing a good job of selling that game, New Mexico State. You doing a real good job of selling that game. You almost had me convinced that you actually gonna watch this game. He almost had me like, let me check this game. Yeah, let me do. You know what, New Mexico State? Let me just check these dudes out.
Let me check out what they doing.
Yeah, let me check out.
They putting up 30 a game.
Yeah. I gotta get CBS, SN, ESPNU. I gotta make sure I got my app updated.
Right, like it's there. Listen. It's fun to watch. I love the beginning of basketball season. I'm super excited about Sunday because both Husker teams, you get to see them in the new forms, new versions. Hopefully, except for Allison Wiedner, they're pretty healthy. There's some folks that are nicked, but to see that, I'm more excited about Sunday at PBA than I am these two games tonight, and I don't know why. But it just, to me, it's overhyping of a thing that doesn't need it.
It's just two games.
It's two games, but you literally just said half the country we don't care.
No, they'll be just. You got to think the people in New York, they just getting off the subway. I live there. You ain't getting home on a Tuesday night until 8:30. They have their little meatballs and all that.
And
stuff.
in Los Angeles, the 2-hour commute to anywhere,
they'll be ready.
The 2-hour commute.
Jack Nicholson or one of all them dudes are going to be there. It's going to. Hey, you know who might be there? John Stamos. Hey, He might be there. He looking for
Tony Danza.
He looking for Tony Danza. I've been looking for you for 30, 40 years. I know you come to the Lakers game.
Let's go,
hey,
Tony.
You know what?
Let's go, Tony Danza.
Look, John Stamos said I did advanced scouting last year. I know you came into opening night at the Lakers. I'm gonna be here. And my seat right there. I'm gonna see you at halftime back there at the.
They're gonna catch him on camera, give him the I poked.
No, he's gonna be in disguise because Dan's like, man, I got a stalker. Well, then guess what? How you doing?
Hey,
yeah,
come get.
He's gonna take selfies with him.
Remember me?
Man, that's crazy. All right, we're gonna go to break. Come back, man. We'll dive into this Purdue talk, man, and see what Mr. Walters was thinking. And is it realistic for him to have bad vibes because he was never able to be successful against Nebraska when he was at Colorado? Why would you hang on to that so long? You know what I'm saying? Because you might just set your boys up. You sold a lot of Wolf tickets that the team might not be able to cash. So Jay Foreman, DP, Old School, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese in 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 30th are buy a pack of steakhouse burgers and get a pack of hot dogs for free. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget there are 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Blecker and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Blecker and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Blecker and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Blecker and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you. Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
I'm Christy. I used to smoke cigarettes. I had smoker's cough and severe shortness of breath, and I knew I had to quit. Then I tried e-cigarettes, but I just ended up using both. I really didn't start to get better until I quit smoking completely. My tip to you is just cutting down on the number of cigarettes you smoke isn't enough.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos. Austin over there getting excited. He thinks you know why Austin is excited.
Why am I excited? Tell me.
Because your boy Cooper Flagg went on an unofficial visit to Duke. I peeped you out.
Okay.
You see
Can I have like 45 seconds to diatribe here?
You can have as much as you want, man. Just don't talk about Bobby Hurley.
I will not say a word about Bobby Hurley.
All right, go ahead.
That's the last mention. So, heavy Duke lean, childhood team growing up in Maine. Okay, felt really good about the chances. UConn picked up a lot of steam. Okay, good job. Younger Bobby Hurley, Dan Hurley. Good job. You're doing your job. Cooper Flagg's mom played there. I thought it was about 70-30 Duke at the beginning. It's probably closer to a coin flip now. Funniest thing I've seen in a long time. Cooper Flagg tweets out his picture from his official visit. He's got the Brotherhood Gothic Navy jersey on, all the trophies around him. Grant Hill, yes, that Grant Hill, posts that picture and says, "Congratulations on your commitment." Man hasn't announced yet. So either Grant Hill completely jumped the gun, or he knows something. There's a silent commitment.
It's spoken just like a Dookie. And you know what Duke is? Dookie. It's not happening. No way he goes.
He's coming to Durham. It's happening.
If you're Flagg, who from UConn can fly to your crib and get you to commit to UConn without conversation of Duke? Grant Hill flies to the crib?
You got Richard Hamilton. You got some
Richard Hamilton is not Grant Hill.
Oh, no, but you got some heavy hitters, though.
Ray Allen is not Grant Hill.
No.
Ray Allen is not Johnny Dawkins.
Man, you crazy.
Give me Johnny Dawkins.
No,
man,
I put him above Johnny.
It's questionable whether Grant Hill and Ray Allen ain't. Man,
Grant Hill? Grant Hill is
Grant Hill was that dude, but he had some bad ankles. I understand it, man. He need to go see advanced medical imaging.
Grant Hill is
Ray Allen is that dude.
He's the only unicorn. Grant Hill is a unicorn.
Man, I thought we were talking about Purdue.
Remember what they say about what they told you about Prince? Don't look him in the eye. Grant Hill, don't look in his eye.
Man, y'all tripping.
I'll say this. I'll say this on Cooper Flagg in his visit too. Two things gave me bad vibes. First of all, one of my friends pointed out that there were all sorts of trophies around him, not just the 5 natties, because that's where UConn can match Duke in the number of national titles. So Duke did throw in like the regional championship trophies in there as well. But the worst sign was that Cooper Flagg was wearing Jordans. That is a problem because his airness went to the other school. So, didn't love those vibes, but Cooper Flag still coming to Durham. Bull City, baby.
Yeah, but why go? Like, that's the other part. Like, what?
Come down to craziness.
Don't take the picture and put. See, this is the part. Like, this whole stop it. Stop it.
Well, the NCAA is getting rid of the photo shoots now.
They should. It's stupid.
Coaches voted to get rid of it.
It's stupid.
I know, but you know what else they'll do? They'll just tweet out. They'll just take selfies.
Then take the selfie.
Photoshop.
Yeah, they'll do the
tips and edits and all that stuff. Yeah,
the edit.
Look, there are pictures of me in Charlottesville.
Ain't nobody seen.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna see.
Right. Like, listen, bruh. Jay, you went on some recruiting trips that they couldn't take pictures.
Yeah, they had Polaroids back then.
Somebody holding on to Polaroids, a young Mr. Foreman.
No, it ain't really worth. It ain't worth nothing.
Oh my God.
Who that dude?
Yeah, I just think a lot of the PR and the constant cycle of news. Ryan Walters walked dead square into it. That just because they turn the microphones on, don't mean you don't have to egg on. Don't poke the bear. Now, we're kind of at the point where all teams in the Big Ten, none of them fear one another. So, if you're Ryan Walters and you don't think your team's going to beat Nebraska, you probably shouldn't get on a plane. Like, don't get on a plane. He should feel like, listen, we have a winning streak against Nebraska. We've beat Nebraska the last 2 times we faced them, and we're bringing back.
He wasn't the coach, though.
But your players did. Your players have no fear of Nebraska.
Card didn't.
Those 2 running backs, receiver, you had 2 receivers, a receiver that had 2 touchdowns. You had,
but they all gone.
No. The big thump that carried 30 times for 170 yards.
Yeah, he's back, but all the receivers are gone.
TJ is back. TJ had 2 touchdowns.
TJ is third on the team in reception,
and he had two touchdowns against Nebraska
he's
last year.
He's the number 3 receiver.
As the number 3, he had 2 touchdowns.
He's the number 3 right now.
And he had, when he walked in the building and see that end.
Yeah, that's
2 tutties. 2. Jay, it's
that
like
ain't gonna win. That ain't gonna do nothing. That's not gonna do him no good. He barely getting any run.
Man,
he barely getting any run, man. You need to be worried about Deion Brooks and Devin Maccabee. But the problem is they don't really run Maccabee like they should. It's just like as needed. Hudson Card runs around and act like he playing backyard football. Now, if you let him get loose, that's it. The problem is what you got to think. Purdue has been a high-risk, high-reward defense. That's where they've been in trouble. When they're on, they're a problem. When they're not, which they haven't been for a majority of the season, you can run the ball up and down the field if you choose so. Now, you have to block, okay? But teams have had success in the quarterback run game, in the regular conventional run game, and also in the passing game against Purdue. That's where the problem is.
So the numbers are in play that this is the number 4 offense in the Big Ten. Purdue's offense is number 4 in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Averaging 230 yards a game, Pat, throwing the ball around. And you've got Big Thump and Thunder and Lightning in the backfield, right? 2 guys that are averaging over 4.5 a carry, and they're putting it in the end zone when they get in the red zone. You got 9 touchdowns between them.
Right.
There's no fear.
I don't know why. At this point, this ain't about being fear.
I don't know why.
This ain't about fear. At this point, it's about. Do you say just because you don't fear, that doesn't mean you start talking. You still 2-4.
What should?
And the last time that you played, you got embarrassed.
This comes from Jay Foreman, who says, "I've never walked into a game where I thought I was going to lose."
I didn't, but I don't need to say it because I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna show you, and he ain't playing. So that's his number one problem. He has no control over what happens out there. He controls Monday through Friday. Come Saturday is whoever's out there on the field. Last time that was out there, they got smoked 41-9 at the crib.
But he was talking about the end. He wasn't talking about Ohio State. He wasn't talking about the Buckeyes. He was talking about Nebraska.
Right. And he ain't done nothing as a head coach against Nebraska.
Nebraska's done nothing against him.
But Nebraska's not saying it, though. That's not that. You're missing the point. This isn't just because somebody else did it, then you bring some. This is a singular conversation that he had by himself with people in there in the media room. That's his choice.
If he says to me, listen, if I got hired by any of the teams I've worked for and we're playing Dallas that week, There's zero chance. I'm not talking about the evil empire.
We're not saying, that's not. We're not saying you're going to have to talk to him because you're playing him.
He has to talk about Nebraska,
right?
And his recollection of Nebraska. Look, my daddy played at Colorado
and lost, and I played there and lost.
Right?
Leave it at that. Now you got to try to win as head coach.
He's bitter. Let him be petty Patty. He deserves it. Look,
Why?
if somebody kicked my head in, I'm waiting for the next chance to get him. This is his next chance. Like he can soothe a whole lot of scars. Saturday.
Not doing what?
Saturday. By coaching his team to a win.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's got a great opportunity.
I would be talking about. I'd be whispering. I don't like you. Hey Jay.
I mean, it ain't gonna really have a big effect on the game. But I mean, at the end of the day, he needs to be worrying about what he's doing.
You know what?
As a coach,
them fighting foremen, man. I don't like them dudes.
I mean, he's got to shore up that defense.
They bullies and they beat us up and they ain't give us no love. So guess what? I don't like them. Yeah.
And see, the thing about them yards, though, I wonder when you're looking at these teams, like they're being 2-5, a lot of these yards when you're losing because they've been getting smoked.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
I mean, you have to throw the ball.
I mean, the thing is with Muckaby here is they finally used them against Ohio State because they were trying to just save face. So that 110 yards is fictitious because you're down 41-7. You're running it when Ohio State's in kind of get out of town, defense. And then the Iowa game, which is probably his best performance considering you went against Iowa's defense, he had 90 yards, right?
Yep.
And that's where Sheffield, got his. And quite frankly, they were in that game for majority of the game. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's coming after they embarrassed Illinois, which is probably the crown jewel so far of his season because he, squeaked by Virginia Tech, got smoked by Wisconsin and Syracuse, and barely lost in his first game against Fresno, which they were getting beat pretty bad against Fresno and came back kind of.
I would pay money
chuck and duck
to have Austin. This is what we should do, and maybe we'll find a sponsor for it. Can we set up a Jay Foreman press conference on like every Monday?
Yes.
Right, like we set up the podiums. We'll go in the podcast in the green room, and we'll put some fake media, or we can actually have the staff be media, and we'll just have Jay Foreman up there. Just
I'll be out there like Bill Belichick, and not giving you nothing,
unless we ask you about long snapping. Then you're gone for 6 minutes.
Then I'll go on for 6 minutes. Yeah,
deal.
I'll give you that.
I need for that to happen. I need for that to happen.
I mean, you got to think like when you look at the Iowa game, they were down 20-7, scored a late touchdown. So it's
they're not. Look, they're not good.
You know what's weird? You know what's
good
weird?
Teams haven't had to be good to beat Nebraska in the past.
We left Big Ten Media Day thinking, based on him talking, that Purdue could be the Illinois of this year, based on the quarterback, the running back coming back. You just assume this defense would be, obviously one of the better defenses. And they just didn't start as fast offensively, and they never really got consistently going, right? And then they, faced some teams that, had good intel on them and lit them up pretty well. So really, as much as it, you could say the coach is talking and all that stuff, I just find it weird he's still talking about Nebraska and stuff like that, right? But he has to understand that these kids aren't built like that. They don't have the hatred. These kids don't hate other teams. You guys are a lot of friends. They just play football. And so what he has to do, a lot like Nebraska does, he's got to take this as just 12 separate weeks. And he's had a bye week. So, in theory, he has a little bit of a, head start on Nebraska 3 days. But when you lose 41-7, you spend that first 3 days of the bye week and the first part of that next week work on yourself.
Well, but I mean, look,
that's everybody.
Nebraska,
that's everybody.
Nebraska got their head kicked in, and then they got a bye week, and then they got it
right,
together.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I mean, you could do it. You're definitely right. But what I'm in his situation where he's at is that's what you majority have to do, because as much as you might hate Nebraska, as much as you might have animosity and all the other stuff, just like we did, in the bite, you got to fix yourself before you can fix what you're doing against the other team.
His presser was interesting. And the weird thing was, I thought that was the least interesting thing he said, because he, in his talking about what his process was and what he asked of his young people, I kind of went, no, okay, like he's got a plan.
Oh, he definitely has a plan.
He's got a plan. This feels like, oh, I'm taking the lessons now.
Oh yeah,
because we're about to get some people.
For being 39 years old, obviously he's a really good defensive mind and defensive coordinator. That goes without saying, and was a second to Deion for a Colorado job, and to be 39 years old and a shoe-in, a quick hire by Purdue. Purdue's going to be a tough out. I think he's an excellent recruiter. I think he's a good coach. Of course, he's learning. It's his first time, so he's not. He's not. Like Nick Saban. Nick Saban's been through so many things, and he even sometimes makes mistakes and stuff like that. So, it's as much as the team is learning him, he's learning them, and he's learning what the difference is of being a coordinator and being a head coach. And there is a huge difference. And because you're not just motivating just say 22 guys, right? That's your travel roster, or 24. You're motivating when you go on the road. I think it's 72. It's a unique policy or unique possibility that you have to learn how to do that, and it's a week-to-week basis, because you might have to focus 1 week more on offense, and then you might have to stay there for 2 weeks. Then you have to go to defense. Then you got to make sure your special teams don't feel like they're outcast. Then you got to make sure that you're motivating coaches, and that, if they're the players aren't playing up to their capabilities. Then you might have to meet one-on-one with a coordinator or coordinators, because they might be taking some heat, unjustifiably so, based on the results on the field.
Yep.
And then you get spread thin, and then you're known as a defensive coach, and you're worried about that because you don't have the pieces. You don't have 2 first-round picks playing defensive tackle, and of the front 7, 5 guys are going to get drafted in the first 3 rounds. You don't have that at Purdue yet, right? And so you gotta show patience, and then you have to be matched up with the administration, but then also you have to develop and push guys, and then also coach to win. It's a very hard job to do,
Hey, Austin,
especially the first time doing it.
Does Jay sound like a coach?
Jay always sounds like coach.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't coaching though. That's the hard part for him, and being a young coach in young situation, and it's hard. You have expectations out there to do it, and
just sounds like a coach to me. Sounds logical and purposeful and leading, and I don't know.
I'll keep it real.
Sounds like the guy who was the captain of an NFL defense for some
reason.
You
get your butt kicked. Everybody's gonna get their butt kicked. Just how you bounce back. The one thing about it being a 3-point spread, that lets you know it's just it's a toss. It's a 50-50. So you look, as much as Purdue has to get right by themselves, Nebraska has to recalibrate and get right with themselves.
What do you do when you succeed? What do you do after success?
How do you continue with the continuity across the offensive line? Do you change it some, be it based on the different personnel in there? Do people start to take off as they get more reps, right? So, there's a Toski and Jenkins and all those guys start to become rapidly better because they're getting, I'm assuming, twice as many reps, right? Teddy Prohaska, he's going to be, he was kind of rehabbing and playing himself into shape. Okay, now you get it. Now you really get a little bit more reps, and then the other guys behind him. And then you see the confidence. Those 3 receivers, young receivers, they should be all getting confidence off of what happened with Malachi. And then also there's a couple times Jaden Doss was open. The pass was a little off target. So these guys are getting open. So the one thing about it, which has nothing to do with the game come Saturday, but what will affect directly potentially the game, that these guys are executing and running this offense as freshmen better than maybe that the coaches probably projected, because they're not. I have not, and I want to knock on wood. I don't want to jinx anybody. You haven't seen anything where, they're supposed to go left and the ball, you know what I'm saying? You haven't seen that. So they've done a good job of coaching those guys up, and those guys, actually, to be honest with you, as much as the coach has been coaching them up, those players have put in the time. They've had to.
It shows
But they've had to, because you had so many older guys playing, you weren't getting that many reps. So you had to stay engaged. You have to be, in tune in meetings. You have to be asking questions. You have to be going through group work in the times that you are getting routes, whether it's on scout team or in the twos in their situation, to get better. And that's how you develop. And so as much as when I talk about it takes, 85, 90% of it, the guys that do it, they're doing a good job of it. So, it's going to be a good game, man. It's going to come. Look, it's always going to come down to turnovers. That's it. Play keep away, play defense. I think our defense matches up real well with their offense. So look for onward and upward, Austin. Go Tar Heels. And with that being
Man, he cut his mic off.
He cut his mic
off. He cut his mic off.
He cut my mic, man.
Oh, that is
I can't believe that, man.
Fantastic.
Man. Roy Williams rolling over his grave right now.
We'll go to break.
Doherty rolling over this grave right now. Anyway, we're going to break. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle. Constructors, Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador online at prg-ne.com.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with menudelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting increasing clouds, a little breezy as well. Chance of showers and storms possible this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 77. Tonight, we'll see a chance of showers and storms with a low of around 61. Tomorrow, more showers and storms in the forecast with a high of around 77. Meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Quick segment here. Old school. Putting a bow on this Tuesday. Our resident weatherman, DP, said it's going to be isolated precipitation chances this evening.
I'm
And
just
tomorrow.
repeating what the man said.
Tomorrow, too.
Just repeating what the man said.
So with that being said, Austin, there's only one thing to say. Don't to get.
Just say it. Say it.
Why are you being petty?
My hands behind my back.
Dean Smith.
Great coach.
Right.
Boring coach. Four corners is not real basketball, but he didn't do it. The rules allowed.
What was the dude? What was the dude that had the 00? The big old dude.
Montross.
Eric
Montross. Yep.
What's the dude that got his nose busted?
Psycho T.
Yeah, Tyler Hansbrough. But you know who really?
You know the proper way to address North Carolina.
Well, I think our definitions of proper are going to be different.
Big game James Worthy.
Dirty Tar Heels. That's the only way. The only
Big
way.
game James Worthy.
In the ACC, they are only identified as the Dirty Tar Heels.
Big game James Worthy
is no big shot Bob Horry.
What? He didn't go to Duke. He went to Alabama.
I'm just trying to diss James Worthy, okay? I had to get big something. He's no big country Bryant Reeves.
Well, with that, all you have to do is say NC State.
Okay, so NC State is the redheaded stepchild of Tobacco Road.
Easy.
I don't like them either.
Why? You don't even know them.
Here's the thing.
Have
PNC
you been to
Arena,
Raleigh? Have you been to Raleigh?
I've not been to Raleigh.
You have not even been to Raleigh.
PNC Arena holds many nightmares for me. Whenever NC State is bad and Duke is good, Duke goes in and gets the doors blown off him.
So why
I have a personal vendetta.
And the Huskers almost got
'Cause
the
I'm
strap.
hating.
Yeah.
And you know who the first one off the bench was? Oleg.
Big
Oleg Koyen.
Free
Oleg. Free Oleg.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
He's at Fresno State.
He's not at Fresno State. That's Eduardo Andre.
Where's Oleg? No,
Oleg is at Wyoming.
He's a Cowboy. Okay.
Is he?
Yeah.
Cowboy.
Wilhelm Breidenbach. Where's Wilhelm Breidenbach?
I saw
He's
him.
at a West Coast team.
He's at West Coast.
Yeah, he's sitting-
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing well.
Mm-hmm.
He looks more at home.
Little Bill Lambier.
He looks more
Or
at
not
home.
Bill Walton.
Yeah, he
Anyways,
looks more at home.
anyways, good show. Ryan Walters, we're gonna wait. I'm gonna see you this weekend, dog. I'm gonna run up on him, man. So do you remember me? I'm gonna come out there with my helmet on or something. Go see him. Bring back Nightmare.
You know they're gonna check your eligibility, bro.
I got one play, and that's that's the last play. Jay Forbert, DP, Austin, we out of here. There ain't nothing happening ever again.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through October 24th are pre-packaged picana for just $7.99 per pound. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. October is pork month, and here are the specials for the week of October 23rd. Enjoy all-natural, thick-cut Iowa chops for $1.88 per pound, extra meaty pork loin back ribs for $3.99 per pound, and bacon-wrapped pork tenderloin, 2 for $5 for 6 ounces of meat. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators,